Hello, 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 hello. Hey guys, how are you? How are you? Answer questions, so if you have one, it's a good time to raise your hand. Good. I don't know who has. Pick. You pick. You pick. Just.
I agree.
Awesome.
Hey Gary, how's it going?
Good man. What's your name?
My name's David. This is my wife Alyssa. David, here's my question. If you could have a sit down with anyone from history or fictional, who would it be?
Randy the Macho Man Savage. I mean, he really, like, legitimately, like, obviously the honest, real answer to that question is I lost both my grandfathers before I got to know them, and I think that would be cool. But no question, outside of like family members, Macho Man, like wrestling was so culturally relevant in that period of time, and I'm so anti-establishment. It's so funny, I can put on a sport at like 1 o'clock in the morning, know nothing about it, and the second I understand who's the favorite and who's the underdog, I'm like, my life depends on the underdog winning. And Hulk Hogan was so ridiculously blindly adored that I had to go all Macho Man all the time, so that's my guy. Cool, you got it. Next question.
Hey Gary.
Hey bro.
Hey, big fan. My name's Sebastian. Thanks for taking my question.
No worries.
First of all, I convinced my boss to come see you for the first time ever right here. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And he's got a rad Kool-Aid shirt, so that's cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was the condition of him coming at it. Quick question. I'm a CEO for a chain of escape rooms. And kind of one thing that we go battle back and forth in is that in every city we have, we don't have a brand, but we have just city name escape room. It's done wonders from an SEO perspective.
Yeah, you pandered to the Google ecosystem of the mid-2000s.
Right, yep, for sure. And kind of where I kind of go back and forth is sometimes I think, is it worth it to scrap it and just start a brand?
I wouldn't scrap it. I would start establishing the brand in parallel. You know, it's really funny. My dad had a liquor store named Shoppers Discount Liquors for 20 years. There was 20 of them in Jersey. It was a brand for liquor stores in Jersey. When we started WineLibrary.com, we didn't change the store's name for 3.5 years. There was a sign in the front door when you'd walk in that would say WineLibrary.com, but we migrated into the brand. You don't need to feel the pain, all the lost juice that you've built up for the last decade, but I would say something like, you know, Denver Escape Rooms brought to you by the Escape Hut and everything, got it? So I would transition into it, and rightfully so. You need to transition into it yesterday. Guys, Google search and SEO is in deep shit. 10 years from today, everybody in this room will be doing 80% of their searching, 90% of their searching by voice. Don't believe me? I was also telling people they wouldn't do phone calls anymore and they would be texting 8 years ago, and you know that's how you roll now. It seems crazy, it seems ludicrous until you see that every single 9-year-old on earth only searches with voice. Typing search result is in the early stages of its demise. And if you're built on that, if you rely on that, you don't have to scrap it. You have to start building other moats because you will be in trouble.
Thank you very much.
You got it.
I wanted to ask, what do you wish you knew before you got started? And if you could go back in time to when you were my age, which will be 22 next week, what tips would you give yourself?
You know, it's interesting, Lex. I think I'm a very big believer that losing and adversity is the best thing that can happen to you. So when that question's asked, where my mind goes is more like, shit, I wouldn't want to give up the L's, the losses, or the context. I mean, if I went back and what would I tell myself, or what did I wish I know? Like, well, I don't know. I would have bought Amazon stock for $1. You know, like there's But as far as like life, as you start embarking in your next chapters, I think the biggest thing that people that are young struggle with is lack of patience, and I don't think there's a close second. Everybody is so quick. You know why? Because when you're 22, you're stuck trying to prove something to somebody, whether it's to yourself, which is really the best, but for 99%, it's to prove to your parent, to a buddy, to your friend that, like, it's patience. You know, I had it, But it's, the questions that you're really asking is, when you value somebody else's opinions, you start taking shortcuts because you're trying to speed up proving to somebody else. When you're in your own shit, you've got your whole life to do it, right? Cool.
Hi Gary, my name is Michelle.
Hey Michelle.
I'm a handmade Etsy seller.
Awesome.
And I'm crushing it. $20,000 a month with my handmade goods.
Fuck.
My hands are working on getting employees. My question is.
By the way, you're working way too slow. I'm serious. Doing $240,000 a month prorated top line revenue, as long as and I can, just from your vibe, I know you're not buying dumb shit.
I hand make it. I buy the wood cut, the wood package.
You're walking into founders' dilemmas. You're doing cliche shit. You are months behind your first employees.
Yeah, I'm riding the trend. I get that. I research trends and ride that. My question is, where do you
No. You need to have other employees.
Oh, yes.
Like yesterday.
Yes.
Not trends. You're keeping too much money. You need to spend it on people. You need to stop using your ego from slowing you down.
I'm trying to get over not expecting the 10 and hiring the 5 and building with the 8.
Or they may start as an 8.3.
Right.
Or to your point, it might be a 3. You've got to get over that hump. You will lose.
Right. I'm working. I'm getting. I'm almost there.
Good.
My question is, where do you see Etsy going?
I think Etsy's a very good place. I've been fond of Etsy for a long time. But again, let me answer your question in a smarter way that helps everybody. If you are dependent on one platform, you are in fucking trouble.
I'm also on Amazon Handmade, so I'm pushing that too.
Good.
And in my own market. But I need
Yes.
employees first before I can go there.
Stop. You know what's crazy? People don't realize it's ego that's stopping you.
Yes, yes.
Good. Check your fucking ego at the door and hire someone.
Thanks for keeping it real.
You're welcome. But that's what it is. But by the way, real quick, so many people here that are, let me phrase, so many people in the game right now are so dependent on Instagram, it scares the shit out of me. Please always do what I do, which is tomorrow you wake up and it's gone. What does that mean? And if it means you're in trouble, you need to start diversifying yesterday. Cool, who's next?
Hey Gary, Milo from Montana.
How are you?
Good. I'm the tip of the spear of the Vayner, Garyvee spear in Montana, by the way. So,
A guy?
How do you go about building a brand in a medical cannabis state where the state prohibits any type of electronic advertising?
You don't. Like when things are, like how does Wine Library ship wine to Massachusetts? It doesn't. Like legalities are a friction. So, if you can't do an activity, you don't, and you find ways to figure out how to do that activity. So what about moving?
It's heading legal. The legalization is coming there.
By the way, I agree.
So we're trying to get a brand and get a product, because when it does go and the big boys all come in.
Well, can you run free information that has no commerce attached to it?
Yeah.
Well, that's called branding.
Yeah.
So you could do it.
As in just bombarding it with social media with
Not selling.
education.
Branding, yes, that's exactly right.
Okay.
You see where I'm going?
Yes.
You're not going to run an ad to do a sale. You're going to make a 3-minute video about the benefits of, or did you know, or what's going on. You're going to market, not sell. Even in the way that you asked it, it's just an unbelievably interesting insight. You're in the mindset of the selling part that you can't do, but you're not prohibited from the branding. If there's no ask, there's no sell. So you're establishing brand so that when you can layer the ask, it's just one huge fucking jab.
Right, jab.
Waiting.
So I can.
Correct.
Yeah.
Got it?
Got it.
Cool.
So I have a following for my mortgage
Yes.
business,
and I wrote a book called Pursuing Freedom, and I'm branding that around what you love for real estate,
I got it.
coaching, all that.
I know where you're going.
Should I create a separate?
No.
Okay, it can all be one umbrella. Pursuing Freedom is everything I'm passionate about, so my personal brand.
100%. Because it's all encompassing. Right? And the audience will go with you, right? Like people are so scared to show other parts of them. It's why everybody here who's casual in their LinkedIn photo puts themselves in a suit and tie. Like you can be you. They will come to you, right?
That's what I love about your books. I was like, wait, I can actually do branding of this book.
100%. 100%. Yes. And you can post, and by the way, putting a post about you skiing this weekend or that you love peanut butter is a tremendous off-speed pitch as well. Everybody here's throwing the same fastball over and over. Eventually it's gonna get hit. So like mixing it up like matters.
I've seen that. I've been throwing out a bunch of content, but it's all making like you're so excited.
Exactly. Take a picture of some scrambled eggs and say fucking yummy. Good. You got it.
What's going on, Gary?
Hey brother, how are you?
Man, I am so excited to talk to you.
Thank you.
You know, first thing, man, I got you a custom-made battery pack that I think you're absolutely going to love.
Babin. I'm super pumped. I need battery packs.
Oh, my God, you're going to love this one, all right?
Thank you.
It's got your favorite football player on it.
Thank you. Altoon?
Yes.
Good job.
So, I'm trying to build myself as an influencer.
Actually, I just got pissed at Denver again. This is true if you're a hardcore football fan. Altoon's career ended in Denver. He took a hit in the head, and it was pretty much the end of his career. Fucking Denver. Go ahead. You remember?
I'm trying to build myself as an influencer in the lawn care community. Got my yard out, I'm an on-demand lawn care company that's coming out with me all on your phone. And I'm trying to build myself in two different ways. So I'm building as obviously our copy.
Yep.
Myself.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to brand the whole entire package.
I get it.
So I do videos every day, just like you do,
Yep.
all the time. And as a new company, getting funds, trying to make sure that we have enough and we're spending in the right ways. We do a lot of organic following.
Good. You mean following people?
Well, following and getting followers by talking, communicating,
Yep.
really
Great.
interacting with everybody. How do I reach further without having to spend too much on marketing?
Do more of it. I mean, just news alert, in 2007 to 2011, I spent 15 hours a day talking to people on Twitter. Every day. Go look back at
I
them.
feel like that was going to be your answer.
It's, yeah, I mean, guys, either you have your time and work ethic or you have money. It's not super complicated. You have your time, ambition, and work ethic. Go to sleep an hour earlier. Or later, excuse me. Like, I don't know, work more. Like, you know, the route that, like, it's just, how long has the business been around?
So we get started in November, and it's just ever since it started, it's just go.
No, like, and his response, and I know, exactly, dude, but you've got to define fast. My opinion, Pete, how old are you?
42.
Right, perfect, I'm 42 as well. The reason he laughed, and not in a bad way, is, I'm telling you, back to Lexi, I'm telling you guys, it's patience. Your business is fucking a second old, bro. Like I don't even want to ever talk to you again for another 6 years. And then, I can't wait. But I'm telling you, you're gonna be seeing me soon is the biggest reason I don't think I'm gonna be seeing you soon. And I'm not trying to razz, I love you, the Altoon thing, we're friends already, but I need everybody to really wrap their fucking head around this. I'm gonna make it very clear. On my children's health, I believe I'm just starting. Yeah. On my children's health, I am so early in the process, it will make your head spin. Cool, nice things are happening, I understand. From where I'm going, what I'm actually up to, I'm in the first inning. Being seen soon, this and that, even that question is completely inappropriate coming from love this early on. Like a lot more organic, like a lot more, like 20 hours a day. If you want it that bad, because the alternative is you're gonna go work somewhere, right? So to me, it's like people are like, man, but like when I tell them 18 hours of community management, searching hashtags, putting out content, more videos. I put out 147 pieces of content a week, you know, but like I did way more tweets when it was just me and my phone, and it wasn't Twitter wasn't even mobile. I forget, it was fucking on a desktop, and like the answer is a lot more. My biggest piece of advice is that you think in 10 and 20 and 30 year terms for real, not just in a tweet, not just to me here right now, your actions. Let me just say it one more time because I know I need somebody to hear it here. From the day I started running that wine business at 22 years old till I was 34, 12 years, I worked 15 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week in a liquor store, 12 years in a row, 15 hours a day in a liquor store, 15 hours a day, had no social life, never paid myself over $150,000 a year, left at 34 to start with AJ VaynerMedia, had 0% ownership of Wine Library, which means I had no collateral to get a loan or any leverage with a bank or anything in business, and had no money in my bank account. I was 34. I'd already built a $60 million business, not for myself. That's called patience. So when I spit it to you, I'm not coming from hypocrisy or a high horse, I live it. I'm leaving millions of dollars on the table every year for patience. The answer is a lot more.
Awesome. Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome.
Two humble on the Overdrive Raceway business. I started 18 months ago.
Awesome.
Going great, but
You got great shirts.
you what?
You got great shirts.
Thank you very much. We had great sponsors. But we're the first two-story indoor electric go-kart facility.
Okay.
Located in Colorado Springs. So thanks. I got one question. You know, I had your meeting earlier today. You talked about Facebook, social media. We still do a lot of the kind of the TV, radio. We do a lot of Facebook. We have a company that does all of that stuff. Would you recommend us going all to social media and pulling out of those? I can't really quantify anything that we get from magazines, TV, radio. So for the next 24 or 36 months, like you said,
So let's talk about real
might be
life.
the best way to go.
How much are you spending across the channels, and how much on each channel?
We probably spend $20,000 a month.
And what's the break?
Half is on our social media.
Facebook?
Facebook, Instagram.
And how's that working?
Great, it's working great. And plus, we can quantify it. I know the numbers. I know but when we, you know.
So why are you doing TV and radio and print?
I thought it was a way we're early.
Build awareness.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Facebook's awareness play is much better than TV and radio and all that stuff. You just have to make awareness creative. So the 10,000 you're spending, is it kind of like, is it couponing, incentivizing, call this, or is it more just like videos of how rad it is and people come?
Exactly. It's
Good.
Video and how rad it is.
My intuition is I would move the 10,000 from the other stuff to Facebook.
Okay.
on Facebook.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Gary.
You're welcome, brother. Good luck. Who's next? People are so infatuated with what's next, they don't focus on what's actually happening. Don't worry about voice. Don't worry about augmented reality. Don't worry about blockchain. Don't worry about anything. Your tiny business, just start, attack Facebook. I even would want most of you to not even have to do Instagram, though I love it for branding and being contemporary. Facebook is so fucking effective once you figure it out. And by the way, you can tweak it 8 million ways, the same way that long tail search was a thing, right? And creative is the variable. Like the picture in the video is the punchline, not the ad. Facebook was great for the math kids because it was all blue letters. Right, excuse me, Google was great because it was all blue letters. Facebook's tough because it's pictures and videos. You actually have to make a good commercial, and that's what's fucking everybody up. Focus only on Facebook.
Do you know that like blockchain doesn't have block?
Listen to me. You are so in outer fucking space right now. I don't want you to say any word ever again besides Facebook. Yes. The fuck are you talking about blockchain? Blockchain's like 13 years away from being at scale and impacting our day to day. Like if you want to do spec theory Ethereum and Bitcoin and Dogecoin buying, knock yourself out. But like fucking, like, buy some fucking Facebook ads. Yes. Thank you.